It's the National Football League on EA Sports. And we have Stephon Gilmore. He got the QB not once, but twice last week with a pair of interceptions. It's the Colts and the Jaguars, and it's all up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. Today, after a crazy opening weekend, it's on to week 2, and we've got a good one here between the Indianapolis Colts and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. CD, you look at the Jaguars in this matchup. Their offense is one that doesn't rely too heavily on just one guy. They like to spread things around as best they can.
You're right about that. It's a diverse unit, and they like to run their offense by what they call game plan, meaning each and every week they study the opponent, they probe its weaknesses, and they move the ball around that way. They emphasize who's going to get it based on what they think they'll accomplish in that game. Other teams, they're a system team. They're going to run where they run no matter what. I like this style of offense. It suits them well.
The final weekend of the summer. Hope you're enjoying it wherever you are as we are off and running on EA Sports. Taken at the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Out onto the field comes the Colts offense for their first series, and at quarterback, a new name this year to the franchise, of course, but certainly not new to the league. A 15-year vet, former league MVP, Matt Ryan.
And he comes off a tough opening matchup. Threw way too many interceptions in that game. Definitely not the way you want to kick off a new season. So he said to himself, I've got to throw that game out. I'm going to get a fresh start right here in week 2.
Throwing Ryan to start out. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. Josh Allen. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
Didn't have the greatest field position to start, did they? And now, after this sack, it's way, way worse.
And right off the bat, first play of the game. A situation they'll certainly want to avoid going forward. An early second and long they're facing. Another try after the first down sack. Ryan, and they're going to get the football just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line.
A part of why they came to this week with a winning record is that they feed off of mistakes like this, and now it's a prime opportunity. Just moments in the game to get a short field touchdown off of their big defensive play. Now, on the other side, they were already the underdog in this one. They just made their uphill battle just a little bit tougher.
Jacksonville's offense trots out here for the first time, and all eyes go right to number 16. Now in his second season as the team's face of the franchise, Trevor Lawrence.
For everyone who expected the highly touted Trevor Lawrence to champion the Jaguars to instant success last season, well, they got a little bit of a reality check. Despite the struggles, though, he still took on a major leadership role within the locker room and among the team. He also flashed some of his considerable potential on the field, particularly in a defiant Week 18 win over Indianapolis that knocked the Colts out of the playoffs.
And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Here's Robinson again on second down. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. James Robinson. His first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Jaguars use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. But just power football there down near the goal line. Give it to him. He's able to push his way across.
Yeah, they went heavy there. Sometimes you have those big offensive linemen come in, have to report like they're eligible. But all they're doing is getting a good stance, blocking, and getting their runner across the goal line.
Extra point up and good from Santoso. And it's now a 7-0 game. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Second drive coming up here for the Indianapolis Colts. And the interception on that opening drive winds up leading to the touchdown, so now it's kind of time to start over.
Yeah, it certainly is, and his first throw of the game. But I like the way his guys rallied around him. Oftentimes, the quarterback is the leader, right? He tells everyone what to do. In this case, I noticed his linemen around him kind of patting him, saying, let's go, big boy. You're still our leader.
Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. Looking to throw on second down. Ryan calling a gain of 6 on the play, and it's 3rd and 4 now. Here's Ryan. Over the middle, that's caught by Taylor. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That's good for an Indianapolis first down on a gain of 10. Partner, he just surpassed 60,000 career passing yards. I remember when you and I were there when he hit 50, now 60. Where does this stop?
I don't know where it stops, but how did we even calculate this one, right? Long division? New math? Using abacus?
I trusted you. You're smarter than I am.
My calculator shorted out on this one. 60,000 yards. Congratulations.
Man, has it been fun to track his career, and it continues. The throw over the middle, taken in. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive, come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
So in Jacksonville territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Play action, Ryan. And he wisely will throw that one away. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll run. This is Jonathan Taylor. And despite the good footwork, he'll be hit and dropped shy of the 45. Now, during that run, an injury here. We've got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. To throw is Ryan. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Josh Allen, now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play.
If we go back to the last series, remember their coverage allowed them to get a turnover in the last drive, a takeaway, and that helped contribute to a sack on this one. I think maybe this quarterback's a little bit hesitant. Last time he turned it over, now he sees his zone coverage, a little bit slow to get rid of the football.
Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this will be up to the ruling of the side judge here. He says it crossed out of bounds at the 16-yard line. So time to see Jacksonville again on offense for the 2nd time here in this game. Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice, but at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence. And his throw is incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Lawrence. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And the Colts are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line. That, Charles, the first interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the first one, But didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year, where he was plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, over the offseason, going into a second season, some of that would go away. Thus far, still looks a lot like his rookie year.
Ryan and the Colts getting set here, 1st and 10 at the 40. He'll start with a give to Taylor. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 19 carries, 90 yards, and a touchdown.
Sitting 10th in the league in rushing isn't bad, but it's also not as high as where he knows he should be with how talented he is. There's definitely another gear there, and hopefully their game plan gives him an opportunity to hit it and put together one of his best performances of the season.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Off the play fake. Here's Ryan. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Devin Lloyd in there to drop him, and that will go in the books as the first sack of his young NFL career. Congratulations, young man. Now, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
Yeah, and this time it's going to come from the middle linebacker because watching the lineman, it seemed to me that they thought he was going to drop back into pass protection, but he surprised them and came on the blitz instead and had a pretty clear run to the quarterback.
And as we check the next-gen stats, that play lasted just 2.7 seconds from beginning to end. Just not enough time to throw the football. Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 11 yards for number 11. That catch now puts him on the doorstep of 500. It's his 499th reception. Throwing now, Lawrence on 1st down. Open man right side is Ingram. 5 yards remain on 2nd down. Second down and a run by Robinson. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down.
Well, that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
On 3rd down, Lawrence. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And now Indianapolis set to take the field. They start near midfield following the interception as they begin 1st and 10. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. The tackle there by Trey Herndon. These two teams, division rivals, of course, and you remember back to Week 18 last year, although Colts fans don't want to remember back to Week 18 last year. The Colts needed a win, and the Jags, they were kind of looking ahead to 2022. But the two-win Jags came up with one of the shockers of the season. They stunned the Colts 26-11 in Jacksonville, and that loss ultimately kept Indianapolis home for the playoffs. I know it's an emotional game, Charles. You can't do that.
And when you get into your film sessions and you argue your case with your coaches, that's exactly what they say at the end. You just can't do it. It costs your team.
Up the middle, here's Taylor. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. A gain of 11 that time and a Colts 1st down.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now it's Ryan. Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Mo Alley-Cox. On second down, it's Taylor. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. They only got 2, but that was enough as they'll convert to make it first and goal.
Just trying to pick up some of the slack, because remember the last drive they went 3 and out.
They'll run here with Taylor. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3. So the ball position now at the 3. Here's second and goal. Here's Ryan to throw. And he's got his target. It's caught for a Colts touchdown. Paris Campbell from 3 yards out. And the Colts are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter. Out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
Extra point by Blankenship is up and good. And we are tied at 7. So this drive spans 7 plays. And the result for the Colts is a touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. All of a sudden, we've got a new ball game back to level after that interception that he threw on the previous drive led to a touchdown. So we'll see if they can get things right here, 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And this one into the hands of Ingram downfield. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
I'll give them credit for a good read right there because they read the man coverage on the right side and sent the tight end a few steps down the field and then angled him to the left on a crossing route. He was able to get enough separation on this play to turn it into a nice gain.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 46. Here's the second-year man from Clemson, Travis Etienne. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Well, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. To throw on 2nd and 6. Lawrence. Throw left side complete to Ingram. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts 32-yard line. These two teams all tied after 1. Second quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. Eluding the pressure right. A little juke. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the 1st down on a 13-yard run.
Partner, there's a downside to everything, and the danger of man coverage is if you're locking down your target, you often turn your back to the quarterback and you don't see him. Sometimes you open up a big lane for him to hit you for big yardage, and that was an astute play by him to scramble out, see that lane, and burn them for a 1st down.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
Taken down at the 19-yard line. 1 yard gain.
To throw again on second down. Lawrence. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25. The DeForest Buckner using those big hands and getting in there and bringing him down for the sack.
All about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. Second and manageable became third and long. The drive marching to the end zone is one play from stalling out.
So now after the sack of Lawrence, the Jags looking at a third and long. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Touchdown, Jaguars! Travis Etienne, his second touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars have taken the lead. Good throw there, and I don't want to blow it too out of proportion, but he looks a lot more comfortable in his second season.
You can tell he put the work in the offseason, and what I mean by that is understanding the playbook. Not just the plays and how to execute them, but how to do it against a variety of defenses. Also understands his team better, what they can and cannot do. You can see the confidence rising in him as he plays.
Extra point up and good from Santoso. And that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. The drive will start at the 25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return it. Week 2 underway around the NFL, and a reminder that later tonight it'll be Chicago and Green Bay in the Packers home opener, the 101st season of that great rivalry. They had the 100th anniversary last year. And then tomorrow night, a treat, Monday night doubleheader, Tennessee and Buffalo, 7:15 Eastern, and then Minnesota and Philly kicking off a little over an hour later. From the gun, it's Taylor. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 45 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside, and so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Now this offense hoping to avoid the 0-2 start. They trail, but they've got a 1st and 10 here. They run once more with Taylor. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Ryan. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Josh Allen able to get in there yet again. That's already 3 sacks for him here in this first half of football. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
But that sack backs Ryan and the Colts up a bit here, facing a 3rd and long. They'll set up a throw. Throw left side, complete to QT. 3 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there, and they rallied and made the tackle.
To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Lawrence bringing the Jaguars up, 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. And they'll run the option to start the drive. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. And now a stoppage. It looks like we have a Colt who was shaken up on that last play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Lawrence. This one complete to Christian Kirk. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Play action. It's Lawrence. The Jaguars at 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1. And they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. That they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
That'll bring up 4th. They had the 8-yard gain on 1st down, but unable to do much from there.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. That'll be a 43-yard punt, just a single yard on the return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. Indianapolis offense ready to go again. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Ryan. And he fires one that's intercepted. And the Jags are going to take possession of the football. This defense had 3 interceptions last week. They're on pace for more than that here. 2 in the first half.
Do not adjust your set. This is not instant replay. This is a defense that is locked in. They're essentially running the routes for the receivers and turning into the receivers themselves, aren't they? I mean, it is amazing what I'm seeing because the reactions of those guys back on the back 7, phenomenal.
Now Lawrence on 1st down. And completes it to Kirk over the middle. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. From the 16, Lawrence. He'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And the Jaguars are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
I really like what Jacksonville did in free agency, and what a smart gamble, in my opinion, bringing in Evan Ingram on a 1-year deal. Best case scenario, he gets back to being the Pro Bowl player he was in 2020 and gives Trevor Lawrence a big-time weapon in the middle of the field. That duo links up there and picks up a 1st down.
And he's going to battle his way down right around the 2-yard line. On 2nd and goal, Lawrence. And that is caught. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Christian Kirk, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Jaguars have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point up and good from Santoso. And it's now 21-7. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it culminates in a Jags touchdown. After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Bringing it out of his end zone, Isaiah Rodgers. The Colts getting another possession here on offense. Well, still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the 4th quarter, but you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's 1 interception, we're still in the first half, I'm going to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get some throws that he's going to be able to complete, make him feel good about himself, and continue to run your offense.
They come up on 2nd and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. And he's going to lose yardage here back at the 8. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
Defensively, he has been a presence in their backfield in the first half. Had a sack earlier, and now he comes up with a big tackle for a loss.
The Colts on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. From the shotgun, Ryan. The toss here completed to Pittman. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the first down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, they got the safe completion on 3rd. Here's Rigoberto Sanchez on to punt. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt, 6 on the return, and they will take over 1st and 10. So here are the Jaguars to take over on offense. They got the victory last week. That was against Washington, and now they lead this ball game as well. Set to go here, 1st and 10. They go play action with Lawrence. Rolling to his right, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Sacked by Yannick Ngakoue, the former Maryland Terp.
It's surprising that Indianapolis is Yannick Ngakoue's 5th team in the last 4 seasons. He's never had fewer than 8 sacks and 2 forced fumbles in a year, producing everywhere he's been.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Here's Lawrence to throw. He'll find his man, Laviska Shenault. And that's good for a gain of 6. And that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Finds his tight end, Ingram. And they'll get this across the midfield stripe, but still winding up short of the first down. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 4th down.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. Here's Logan Cook now to punt this one away. And this is a beauty as that ball's going to angle out at the 6-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
They'll throw on 1st down with Ryan.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
To throw again on 2nd down, Ryan.
Now that's into the hands of Mo Alley Cox, the tight end.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
And he is going to have a Colts first down as this defense unable to hold. It's a 7-yard gain there on 3rd and 2.
Now it's Ryan.
Throw left side taken in by Pittman.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line.
Well, hang on here a second. Looks like a Jaguar in some obvious discomfort from that last play. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Now it's Ryan. This will be swung out wide for Taylor. Time a factor as Ryan will hustle him to the line. Back to throw again. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. Now Ryan. Now he'll let it go deep left side. He's got a man, complete. Now the Colts will use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half. Blankenship's kick is good. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. Well, not the best first half facing this deficit, but at least they did put 3 on the board before half.
Yeah, it's a little bit like that stormy, cloudy day, and the sun peeks through just for a second. They saw the sun there. They're hoping to see a little bit more of it in the second half.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. And with time running down, they go down to a knee. So we have reached halftime here in an 11-point contest. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. On now to a look at the next-gen stats for the Colts in that first half. And they didn't get a whole lot accomplished through the air in those first 2 quarters of play. They'll need to up their game if they want to rally all the way back. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, they too didn't throw the ball as well as they would have liked. And I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in the second half. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. As this offense takes the field to begin the opening drive of the second half, Charles, remember in that first half, good through the air and really all around an outstanding offensive performance.
Absolutely. They reached the end zone several times. The passing game working awfully well, and most importantly, partner,
yeah, they went into the tunnel with a lead. They come back out with that lead.
Absolutely. NFL coaches, we know they're perfectionists in a lot of ways, but they had to like what they saw in that first half.
From the gun on third down, Lawrence. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. Yannick Ngakoue picks up his second sack of the afternoon.
To me, the defense was looking a little gassed near the end of the first half, but they've come out of the locker room with a little extra spring in their step. Wonder what they did at halftime to get them so motivated.
I don't know, but that sack looked good. Now let's see if they can build on the momentum of that play. Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Here's the Colts now as they get ready for their first possession on offense of the second half. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for the second half.
Second down, another run with Taylor. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now Ryan. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Well, they were in search of a short gain on third down, and they wind up nabbing over 20 yards. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Running straight ahead, Taylor. He'll take this to the 46. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. To throw is Ryan. Hits his target, the tight end, Mo Alley-Cox. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. On third down, here's Taylor. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Not at all what they envisioned on third down. 3 yards in the wrong direction.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped him, bringing up 4th down.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This will be spotted just shy of midfield. A 59-yard attempt. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And they will remain 2 scores down as the difference holds at 11. Down here in the third quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
So they tried the 59-yarder and missed it, and now this offense starts just 1 yard shy of midfield. They start on the ground with Robinson here. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Throwing on 2nd down, Lawrence. Well, that's the 3rd interception for Lawrence. Picked off by Isaiah Rodgers. And the Colts will take over here just shy of the 30. Well, and I saw the pressure coming at him. That just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
Indy set to go on offense once more. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Closer.
Yeah, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Throwing now, Ryan on 1st down.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
They give to Taylor out of the gun. And very little daylight there. He'll get a couple up to the 44. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Ryan. And he'll find Pittman. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. That catch puts him over 70 yards receiving now as he's got a 1st down. Here's Ryan. That's complete to his running back, Taylor. And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. The linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Now a handoff. Taylor with it. And he is close to a first down as he's tackled at the Jaguars' 28. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on third down. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
I know the game's changed. A lot of people would say it's evolved. Look, I'm a little bit Neanderthal, okay? I love this. No exotic formations, no misdirection. Just line up and run the darn ball, pick up the first down. I love it.
Yeah, third and short, that's what you're supposed to do. Like you said, old school, smash mouth football. On first down, Ryan.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. A 2nd and 10 forthcoming here. Third quarter action from Jacksonville.
Ryan. And that is caught. Touchdown, Indianapolis. Paris Campbell with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Colts are back within a score.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
And he's got it here for the 2 points, but there is a marker down, so we'll have to see what that's about.
Okay, so the personal foul penalty, and those are some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go.
Pretty important third quarter drive for them. Momentum has sort of shifted the other direction after that last touchdown as they nurse this small lead.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Lawrence with the handoff to Robinson.
And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again.
On third down, Lawrence. Screenplay, here's Etienne.
And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. It'll be a loss of 6 yards on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
Well, his completion percentage continues to rise with that one, but sometimes you want your completion percentage to go down. Maybe you should have thought about throwing that one away.
I was just going to say, it is easier said than done, but that's where you maybe bury it at his feet, make sure he doesn't catch it.
Great job, great call right there. Put it near the receiver, no grounding, nothing like that, but no one gets a chance to pick it off either.
A Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away.
46 yards on the boot. The coverage holds him to just 3 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Now the Colts offense gets ready to head back on the field.
And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And we'll find out here soon enough whether those adjustments are enough defensively. They'll check this one down to Taylor.
And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Jacksonville. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return. The Jaguars getting set to go.
These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
A slant to Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
And now a stoppage. It looks like we have a Colt who was shaken up on that last play. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Working with the lead, trying to get to 2-0. Here's 1st and 10. Now Lawrence to throw. They'll get this out to the flat for ETN. And they're going to get this up to midfield. A play fake for Robinson. Now Lawrence.
And completes it to Kirk over the middle. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 33. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
These guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the fourth quarter.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
On 1st and 10, it's Robinson.
And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. He'll buy some time right. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This is 3rd and 11. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. It'll go as a sack, a loss of 3, and in turn, it takes us to a 4th down. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right, and that will keep this a 3-point game.
Maybe an important fourth quarter miss as this stays a 3-point game.
Yeah, now overtime is very much in the equation here. Just what you mentioned, a 3-point game. They get a drive, put it through the posts. We could have some free football, couldn't we?
Here comes the Indianapolis offense now as they get set to take over.
Their defense was able to hold serve, albeit with a little help from that missed field goal as they settle in now 1st and 10. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive.
And a nice move will yield nothing as he's stopped behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
If you're the coaching staff upstairs, you might want to file that play away. Do you see how fast the safety closed on that one? Coming up in run support, made a big-time tackle. Might want to try and check into a pass next time.
Yeah, got him for a loss. Really, really great play defensively. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Ryan. Looking for Campbell downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. On 3rd down, Ryan.
Oh, he's got his tight end, Mo Alley-Cox, complete. And he is going to have a Colts 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
1st and 10, Taylor now. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Off the play fake. Here's Ryan. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Devin Lloyd in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career. So that time, Charles, quarterback helpless really in the pocket in the face of a pass rush like that. They were on him instantly.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get
under pressure. They got him again. Multiple rushers break through the drop-in for the 7th time this game. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. On the return, here's Agnew. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And now out come the Jags. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send down the field goal unit and then to not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. Back to Robinson now on 1st down. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A 14-yard 1st down pickup for the Jaguars. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. Lawrence will throw. Gets this quickly to Ingram. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. An ideal spot here to get a 1st down and try to run some more clock. And this is 2nd and less than a yard. Straight ahead, Etienne. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously. But at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. Play action. It's Lawrence. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. And off the crossbar, and it kicks back out. Needed maybe a foot or two, but it's no good as it stands. And that will keep this a 3-point game. All things considered, a pretty good kick, just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, sometimes you're going to need a little luck. And unfortunately for him, this time the break goes against him.
So now Ryan and the Colts down 21-18, 2:15 remaining. Plenty of time here. They've got 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning as they've got it 1st and 10. Looking for Campbell downfield. And this is caught. A big play there for Indy. 51 yards. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and goal with this game still hanging in the balance. They'll look to run with Taylor. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Throwing now is Ryan. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. For the lead, here's 3rd and goal. Now Ryan. Got a man, it's Pittman, and he holds it in for the Colts touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown pass, and the Colts have taken a 4th quarter lead.
And touchdown, and congratulations, and 0 relaxation ahead of them, right? Way too much time on the clock for them to start celebrating.
Part 1 is done, but now on the sideline, you can already see them scrambling down there. They're getting those defensive guys ready.
Yes, you have to get those guys ready, and you also have to talk to your special teams guys. Make sure the kickoff is exactly what you want and cover it well.
They get one more as the extra point's up and good, and that will make this a 4-point game. Sanchez now, he'll kick it away following the touchdown. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. So now all eyes shift to the Jags, trailing by 4. 1:36 to go. They've surrendered a double-digit lead, but can rescue themselves late as they come up on 1st down. Here's Lawrence. Throw right side is going to be caught by Kirk. And he's going to get 7 out of this before being taken down at the 27. Back to throw. Lawrence. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. He's got a man. Complete. Lawrence. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. That's number 4, sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. 7 catches for him now, and this last one, a 1st down. Working the sideline there, good route, good catch, 1st down, and he gets out of bounds.
They have to like the play call because you have to run some guys down the middle of the field to draw some of the defenders away. They can't just let them guard the sideline exclusively. That's how it's going to work. Sidelines and incompletions to use the clock.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing now, Lawrence. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. They'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. Back to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. Here we go, gotta have it. Lawrence. And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. Picked off by Armani Watts. And the Colts have just about sewn up this football game. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Ryan heads down to a knee, and that should wrap this one up.
Well, that second half, Charles, a little bit different from the first. Not only did we have the lead change after intermission, but they were able to pitch the shutout in the second half and get an impressive victory.
And what's the old expression? That's not quite how I saw it playing out in my head. You know they didn't expect this at all. As you mentioned, went into the half with the lead. Losing the game is one thing. Getting shut out in the second half, that's a surprise.
So for Indianapolis, they did what they needed to do. They split their first 2 road games of the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Kansas City Chiefs. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, they will fall to 1-1. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road.